Hi everyone, this is Radull live. Thanks for joining us. Today we come to you from Thika Road, or should I say off Thika Road? I don't even know if we're still in Nairobi. We are the offices of the Kenya Footballers Welfare Association, and I am here with Monsieur le Président, Mr. James Situma. Habari yako?
Niko salama.
Have I said it correctly? KEFWA, Kenya Footballers Welfare Association.
Of course, you are the founder, so
I'm a founding member.
Yeah, founding member. Lazima ipate right. So
once upon a time,
you are
about
exactly
15 years ago.
Of course.
But Situma, for me, I didn't even know you as KEFWA president. I knew you as a, was it AFC Leopards defender, stroke captain, stroke Harambee Stars, first name on the team sheet. You have many titles.
Yeah, of course. And I remember the first time I was at Sofapaka when we used to have.
Oh, yeah, you started at Sofapaka before Ingwe.
Yeah, when you used to have a Supersport around.
Yes.
Yeah, so by then you were at Supersport. Nakumbuka sana ukinisumbua na interviews, and you are Gor diehard fan.
By the way, I used to interview you, touchline interviews after every game.
In fact, nolikuwa Gor sana.
Yeah, but you were good when you won. When you lost, you didn't want to talk.
Of course, we by then we were still learning, and we had everything to lose, of course. So at times when things doesn't go right in the field, unajua huko nje kutakuwa ni kubaya, mnajua boss atakuwa amechemka.
By the way, this question was not in my list, but I have to ask, as a captain and a player, when you lose a game and then the media is right in front of your face as soon as you finish playing, asking you for your analysis on the game, how do you feel? What is going through your mind?
Of course,
short of wanting to slap that person.
It depends with the personality, because so as a person, as a leader, you have to be calm and go straight to the points, listen carefully, and then answer the questions. Because when you are so emotional, at times you end up losing the whole thing. So inakuwa ni ngumu sana, but
you are good. You are so good. When you hung up your boots, yes. I'm like, this guy needs to be hired as a football analyst.
Sure, okay. Thank you so much for the compliment. But again, it comes with a lot of leadership, because when you go to play, we have 3 results: a win, a draw, and a lose. So whatever happens, whatever results you get, you have to, at times when you compete, you have to applaud the opponent. Maybe he was good than you, so it tells you that go back to the drawing board, work hard again, come and win.
For those who don't know, I think from the years of like around 2008, 2009 to like 2013, your name, James Situma, was the first name on the Harambee Stars team sheet. People don't know this, but even my crew here don't know that. You guys know that. James Situma was the first name on the Harambee Stars team sheet.
I think it was a dream come true. I remember when I was in high school, it was my dream that I want to play at the top level and also to make it to the national team, because by then we used to hear John Lichuku, Michael Koth. In fact, hata tuwaoni kwa TV, tulikuwa tunasikiza kwa radio by then, zile zilikuwa na battery. So like lazima siku moja pia mimi nataka kufika hapa. So I really worked hard towards it, and when I got my first call up in the national team, it was a dream come true, and I told myself hapa sitoki mpaka ni retire. And I think from 2010 to 2018, 8 years nilikuwa national team. Mwasema nikipewa chance ya kucheza lazima ni command. So and kitu ilikuwa inanisukuma sana most. Of course, at the national level you have good players, only good players. You are in one position, maybe more than 3 players. So it tells that you need to work more hard to make sure that you command the first position.
Name some of the coaches you worked with. I want you to grade them. Some of the coaches you worked with at Sofapaka, at AFC Leopards, at Harambee Stars. What are some of your memories of these coaches?
That's a hard one, because I know all the coaches from all the clubs. I have the memories. Okay, at Sofapaka, I remember when we had Robert Matano, and he was the coach. I think the first coach mwenye alinitoa ushago, naweza sema hivyo. So akanileta town, and by then nilikuwa nimejoin Nzoia Sugar immediately after high school, na ikakuwa disbanded, so I came to Nairobi. I was under him, and in fact when I joined Sofapaka nilitoka City Stars, currently City Stars. By then ilikuwa World Hope.
World Hope, I remember.
Yes, so 2008. Yes. I remember tukiwa na Kaleko akasema he wants to play at the top level. So nikasema if you want to go to the top level, then have Robert Matano. Nikamsuggest, then he came on board, and tuka lose only one game.
That was Sofapaka in second tier at the time.
Yes, exactly. 2008 2009 tukaenda Premier League as our first debut, then tukachukua Premier League. So
and 2009 you did an Arsenal. You went the season unbeaten.
You know,
first season in the Premier League and you won it.
Watu waliona like it has never happened. Wakaona like tutafika mwisho but in camp tulikuwa tunasema this is our year. We have to make history. And it happened. I
don't think anyone who follows Kenyan football will ever remember that, will ever forget that year. Because we kept saying, the season used to run, I think, February to November.
Yes.
March, you're like, this is a fluke.
Yeah.
June, it's a fluke. August, season is ending.
Exactly. I remember the memorable match, you know, by that year, I think Mathare United ilikuwa on our back, on our neck.
Yes, because they were the defending champions, I think.
Yes.
2008.
Yes.
Yeah.
So walikuwa on our neck. Na nakumbuka our game tukicheza nao first leg pale Nyayo Stadium. Within 10 minutes we were down to 10 men. You know, you are playing Mathare United, Francis Kimanzi on the bench. Now the funny thing, we won that game 1-0. Unaona, nakumbuka the current CEO Obure alikuwa amekasirika sana. By then ndio nikamjua vizuri. Aliongea hiyo siku akatuka. Watoto walitoka wapi? But tukasema hii ni yetu, lazima tupambane nayo. Tukashinda Nakuru. Yes.
And the rest is history.
Exactly.
Your other coaches through Ingwe, national team.
Of course. National team, the first coach alinipatia pia opportunity, Ghost Mle, I remember. Nasema Antoine Hey aliniita nikacheza kidogo, in fact only friendlies
Antoine Hey, I'd forgotten about him.
Nikarudi. In fact ndiye alianza kuniita national team. But coach alinileta national team na nikacheza, I think alikuwa Ghost Mle, na akanipatia first opportunity kucheza when we played against Uganda Cranes pale Nyayo Stadium. Game ile ilikuwa Migingo Derby. Nakumbuka tuko kwa rooms, watu wanatoka Uganda, mabasi zinaingia tu. Tunaangalia TV interviews, tunasema hapa leo kimeumana. But akanipatia chance. From there nikasema siwezi waachilia hiyo position. Then we have Francis Kimanzi also. Kuja kanipata pia Sofapaka kidogo, akanipata national team. Pia alinipatia opportunity, na nadhani pia under him nimelearn a lot sana, the aspect of the game, the way you can think as a player, na pia working so hard, because ananga two ways: work hard, play well. So hao ni makocha naweza sema kwamba
had a very big impact on your life.
Exactly.
Now, I want to bring the conversation forward, because you've mentioned some great coaches, Kenyan coaches. I want to focus on the Kenyan coaches. But we seem to have very few top-notch coaches. They're few and far between. Sure. Where do you think we're lacking? Where do you think we can improve? Because you are as good as the coaches you get. And Kenya has top coaches.
Exactly.
You've mentioned Kimanzi, you've mentioned Ghost, you mentioned Matano. There are many others. There's Zico. There's a host of Kenyan coaches. Where do you think we can improve when it comes to coaching in this country?
I think we have good coaches around the country, but the only thing that maybe comes between those who say top coaches and other coaches, that they believe in themselves, because the coaches I have mentioned, plus maybe Zico, they are coaches that if they come in your team, you have to do the way they want to run their things, you know. So nadhani maybe some of the coaches hizo ndio vitu warudisha chini, like they go in a club and then maybe the management manipulates them. They want to run the things the way they want. But for Kim and the coaches they have mentioned, I think ukienda left,
they're
and he wants
hard-headed.
No,
I mean in a good way.
Yes.
Because what we see with a lot of coaches, as you mentioned, the management interferes with how the coaches do their job.
Yes.
I like coaches who are hard-headed.
Exactly.
Who say, if you want results from me, you do it my way.
Yeah. If you have to. And I think something that I have learned from those coaches, they really do a lot of homework. When they are going to play, which opponent, and also the caliber the player they have, what they want from their players, the quality they have. And I think, like for Kimanzi, he can stay the whole day planning for one session of 2 hours. Everything, you find the papers on the table, everything, and immediately after the session, hiyo kila kitu imekunjwa na imetupwa, mpaka unajiuliza like the whole day amekuwa anaandika hizi vitu, unafikiria like alikuwa anapanga for the whole year for only one training session. So I think pia hiyo ndio tofauti na makocha wengine, because the way he plans his training, the way he plans against when he's going for the game, I think is top notch, and that's the only difference between other coaches.
Actually, it reminds me of a conversation I had with Ghost Mule, and Ghost, you'll probably be annoyed with me for saying this, but in Ghost's own words, he said Francis Kimanzi is the best Kenyan coach in this country. That is in Ghost's own words to me, in confidence. Because of course he'll say it's him himself. No, but he said I think Ghost himself hired Kimanzi in his academy. In his, it's called, that academy he runs at Utali. Yeah, yes. Ghost himself got Kimanzi to come and coach his kids there.
You know, for Kim, you know, if you want anything good, you have to plan. You have to be patient for the results, because the results need time. You can't plan today, maybe maize, and you want to harvest after a month. It takes like almost 8 months. Same to football. Yes. So for Kim, just give him the team, then give him time. Result will come. Maybe not the first year, the second year, but third or fourth year. I think before the players get the philosophy and the way he wants them to play. And something that I like about Kimanzi is that the way he developed the players. Because remember, I retired when I was playing under him. I played all the 32 games. In fact, on the sides as a wing back. So I had the energy, I had the brain, I had everything. So he makes sure, he gives you all the ingredients to make sure that you play well.
Actually, I remember Ghost said he also keeps up to date, because coaching is evolving every single day. The technology is evolving, and you need to do that. Sure. Let me talk a bit about your academy. Before I come, I'll go back to you as a player and how you got into KEFWA. But let me talk to you about you have an academy of your own. Yes. Tell me about your football academy and why you felt it was important to start one.
I have Inspire Soccer Academy. It's also based along Thika Road. We train at a place called KEFWA Shopping Center, just near Kahawa Sukari. You know, the idea came up when you know, when I grew up. I didn't have the opportunity to play maybe in the academy. I always say maybe if I went through the academies, maybe ningekuwa nachezea my best team in the world, Arsenal. So but so
you would have got the technical skills at a young age.
Exactly, because when I started to play serious football, I was in high school, and it took me like 4 years. I'm out of high school. So by then, maybe I lacked some steps. I didn't go through some process when I was still young. And I said, okay, what I need to do, because it's my passion, I want maybe the young kids to go through the process to make sure that I want to mentor some of the young players. I want them to play maybe more higher than me. So that's when the idea of having Inspire Soccer Academy came in my mind. And then we said, we have also a CEO called Savio Wambugu. So he used to play also football. So we came out with the idea, and then we started the academy 2019. So we are now 4 years, and we have grown. We have done also the partnership with the schools. We have our 4 players learning in Matiliku High School in Ukambani. We have 6 in St. Maurice Muira Boys in Western Province. So we have also the partnership in school, because it makes us track or make up the follow-up to the players, because when they're in one school, it's easier to follow up their progress, and when they're closing the school, they come back to the academy. So we have from 5 years to 15 years.
But that's fantastic. And then so the programs are more aggressive during the school holidays and then lighter during school term?
Yeah. When they're in school, we only train over the weekends, because now we have also tuitions. We give them time also, because in fact in our program we also emphasize on the essence of being serious in school, because education and sport, they have to go together. So we make sure that they are in school, and when they close school, they come back in the academy. And also we do the CSR. We do maybe some cleaning in the community. We have also programs like Football Against Crime. We take them to the class, sit them down. We talk about the effect of crime, maybe the effect of alcohol, because now watu unajua wanagrow kwa environment si poa kama sisi before. Sasa vitu mingi zimeevolve na pia zimekuja na effects mob. So we take them through programs na to make sure pia we get the feeling them. In the process pia tumepata watu so young wame open up, wanakuwa pia wako involved kwa hizo issues ziko poa. So we are in a position to guide them kuona kwamba wako
properly as total human beings. Sure. And I guess the end goal is to get them into league clubs. Exactly.
For us, we
even dream bigger than Kenya's
football.
Borders.
Football pays, and that's the end product. We want to make them that, okay, you can change your family, maybe the way they're living through football. Because me, I'm the example. Football has made me go places. I've dined and wined with the kings and queens. So.
But you are still a minority, which I want us to take a break. But the second half, you are still a minority in terms of people who can say, football developed my life. I mean, you're many of you, but there are more who we have seen fall by the wayside. Sure. There are more who faced amazing challenges. And it's those challenges I want to talk about as we start the second half, which brings me to the work of KEFWA. So let's take a break. When we come back, Situma is going to tell us why he feels the importance, why his job is important as president of the Kenya Footballers Welfare Association, and how more footballers can take advantage of the programs you have. So we'll see you after the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. This is Radull Live. We are here on Thika Road at the Kenya Footballers Welfare Association offices, and I'm speaking to the president of KEFWA, James Situma. Situma, the first half, of course, we've gone over your amazing career, and we finished the first half by discussing how if you put your ducks in a row, football can pay, football can reward you. But unfortunately, you are a minority. The majority of footballers in this country are struggling. Some of them played at the highest level, played for Harambee Stars, played for huge clubs, yet they have not managed to have a good life after football. Is that why you saw the importance of being one of the founding members of KEFWA?
Yeah, of course, at KEFWA, our main, our core mandate is maybe to represent players, maybe contractual, legal matters. But again, according to the situation in our country, football, the way it is, without maybe sponsors, with financial difficulties, you know, we face a lot of challenges, and it goes back to the players. We receive every single day messages, phone calls, you know.
My phone never stops ringing.
Exactly, things that we go beyond as the welfare to attend to, and it's a sad state, of course, and you know, the rain started beating us somewhere, so it needs a collective responsibility to make sure that maybe we do something to rectify or to manage it, because remember, we have also other generation coming up, so can they find us in the same mess? That's the only question. And where we sit, we do most of the times maybe the capacity building to give them knowledge. We train them on several issues, but again, you know, once they sign for the clubs, we don't have control over the players, because they are not our employees. So we just come as mediators, and at times it's a challenge for us because different teams have different contracts, you know, and the way they always they have structured their work. So it's a challenge, but we try our level best to make sure that they were given attention. But again, the main issues is financial, and again, it's finance, but money has been there maybe before, and it goes back to the other thing, maybe management.
How you manage it.
Yes.
But KEFWA, your membership is open for all active players.
Yeah, for
all leagues, men, women.
Exactly. We do Kenya Premier League, we do Women Premier League, we do NSL, and also Division 1, Women Division 1. Those are the top 2 tiers in this country. And then by virtue, we have all other lower tiers, because these are the players that are coming up, and it gave us an idea that how can we reach them before they come at the top? Do they have knowledge? So we just coming up with the programs whereby we want to go down to the lower leagues to make sure that we capacity build there, give them knowledge that this is what happens at the top. You will come at the top, maybe it's your first time to have a contract, first time to see something called contract. So how can you behave? What can you do about it? Because in our country we have also fake agents, you know, and sorry to mention this, most of the guys maybe that in media industries wakiona mchezaji ni mzuri wanasema yeye ni fundi, anakuja anamwambia, anaandika kitu anamwambia sasa I want to represent you, unapata pia hana knowledge, and of course legally you have to be registered as an agent, yes, with the FA. So kama tunaweza professionalize everything inaweza kuwa kitu poa sana, and the challenges we have I think bila kudanganya, if we'll never talk one language and make sure that we move one direction, it will never happen, and this needs time. But sisi tunapenda sana kila time shortcut inakuwa ni
quick solutions.
Quick solution inakuwa ni problem. So hii ni problem, we have this problem here. So what can we do?
I find we do a lot of firefighting and not enough strategic work.
Exactly.
Because ideally a player should want to be a member of KEFWA when things are good.
Yes.
But it seems a player wants KEFWA representation when they run into problems.
Exactly. Yet
when they run into problems, money has already dried up.
Yeah.
You're firefighting,
yes,
as opposed to building anything.
Yeah, and that and as I said, you know, we need everyone involved, because as a player you have to you are working for the club, so you have to honor your contract, and as a club you have to honor your contract between you and
a lot of clubs don't honor their contracts.
No, they don't do that. And also you know, and the problem we have, the challenge we have, and I will not mention names, you know, at times when we talk to the club, maybe club ijalipa mchezaji, so tukishika vizuri maybe imefika legal matters, unapata tumepeleka pale mbele, they will have to pay, they go back to the player behind our back, and the player gives in without us knowing, unaona. So it may happen, we have filed the case, maybe tumepeleka player status. There was a scenario last year but one of the teams around ilikuwa na dues players like around 7 players, unaona. So these players, the least player alikuwa anakuwa owed $500,000. So what the club did, if I owe you 500,000, I call you, I give you 250,000. If I owe you 1 million, I give you half, and you sign. And for us, tushapeleka kesi iko wapi, player status, mpaka wametupatia a mention date. So when we went there, tukakaa kwa meza, tukieka files, and then the CEO of the club anamka anasema, which players are you saying? Situma James. Ndio hii agreement tulisign, alichukua pesa. Then you are like fools. You see, it happened.
And it's so sad, because it's representative of the desperation that our players operate under. Exactly. Because if they don't take that 250, they may never get anything.
Exactly.
And at that point in time, they probably have overdue rent, they have school fees, they have a sick mother, they have problems that they want to resolve now.
But do you know what? Once ukifika, when it gets to the level the club calls you and tells you take 250,000, they know they are going to pay at the end of the day. You know, wamefika mwisho, like they have to. There is no other option. So I always tell the player, like, okay, umefuatia dues zako maybe for the last 2 years. Why hearing maybe it's like in the next 2 weeks? Why umevumilia the last 2 years? When uchukue half of the money na imebaki 2 weeks to your mention, unaona. So pia na go down to the players, like they need to know their value, and pia wako wavumilivu kidogo, because njia haijakuwa 2 years, haiwezi kuwa the last 2 weeks. Unaona, na ime happened several times. We had another case with
and subsequent to that, were they paid the rest of their money?
No, you have signed half of the money, agreed, and it's over. So what can we do? We can't do anything, because...
And yet us fans out here, when we see players suffering, we're like, where's KEFWA? Are they working?
Yes. That's what happened. And what we do, we can't go to the media and say, Radull had a case with Tusker, because at the next day you have to have another home. Na hakuna team inataka kuona huyu ni mchezaji wa makesi. That's what happens, because we do it because nikisema okay sawa, Radull had a case, tukashinda na nini. When you go to KCB watasema okay, he's a good
that
player.
Person is troubled.
Yeah, but tukikosa kumlipa maybe allowance, we can go to the same problem. So that's what happened. So
so that's catch-22.
Exactly. So we don't go out and say. And several cases we had Nakumat before ikufe. We had also 10 players. Kesi ikakuja, club ikakubali. Of course that haikwenda player status, club ikakubali kulipa, they were paid. So the club was supposed to come back to us because kuna ngoja the duration, but wakalipa mapema. The players went. So sisi tukiandika another email to the club like, mulisema certain date mnalipa. What happened? Unajua walituambia nini? Wachezaji tu walilipa almost 2 months ago. Wengine mpaka walienda Uganda. but wakitaka pesa they came to us, but wakichukua.
Hey, so that's a lot of education you need to do.
We do, Carol, but let me tell you, the ignorance out there for from the players, I can say also, to be sincerely speaking, some of the players are so ignorant, because we always go to the players, teach them about the contracts, the importance of joining the associations. And let me tell you, at times you can go to the club and then a player says, nimechoka, mimi nataka sijini niko na shughuli. He goes, he can't register to be a member. After 3 weeks, he's here, knocking. Unajua nimeachwa na hii team, nilikuwa na contract, and okay. And then they gave us an idea. We said, okay, no problem. Now going forward, we have to deal with the members, registered members. So if you want us to give our services, okay, of course you will come, we'll give you attention, but if you are a registered member, he's not a registered member, we'll give you more attention than him. First come, first come. You are a member, we give you the attention, make sure you file the cases, we do the maybe mutual communications. If it doesn't work, then we go the legal way. That's what always happens.
You have a legal team that works with you?
Yes, we have a legal team that works for us.
I know you also have, what's her name? The focus on women's football. Terry.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's the vice president.
She's the vice president and giving a lot of focus to women.
A lot of focus to women.
Are the women easier to operate with?
In fact, for at KEFWA, I think
and the players.
The players, I think they have really given us ample time than men, because, and it's like an irony, because women play amateur football. Unlike men, they all, okay, with the struggle and everything, they always get something small to take home. Unlike women, they totally take nothing.
They get nothing.
Exactly. But when you go to women teams, I can tell you several teams, like I can mention a few. You go to Wadadia, those guys have programs, like fistula programs, after training, they'll go and do those programs. We have girls that do veterinary. After training anatoka hapa anaenda anadunga ng'ombe shindano, anapata pesa zake. Kuna girls wenye after training they go they do sewing, wanashona. Kuna wale wako na salon, they do, and they give us a lot of cooperation. We have the Kamulo sisters at Gospel. They part time they sing. That's a talent we really encourage them to do, because that industry pays. So they are doing a lot. Na hawapati anything. Unlike men, unajua mimi nimecheza ball vile umesema. Unajua by then when I had 1000 bob in my pocket, you can't tell me anything. Niko na pesa, lakini ikishaisha chukua simu na tafuta boss. Unajua nyumba hata haina kitu, unaona. So that's a man.
But in all fairness, there's a lot more pressure on men to pay the bills in the house, to do stuff. Which I'm not saying women don't have pressure. We have our own pressure. Nowadays we are independent.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't know whether the pressure is the same. But just to talk a bit more about the women, it's well and good that they're doing other things. But wouldn't you like a situation where that football pays that woman?
That's what we want, and we're looking forward for whereby we have maybe the sponsorship goes down to the women. To
the women's leagues, yeah.
In fact, you said like more men. Let me tell you, nowadays women have more responsibility than men. I've seen women.
You've taken it on.
Yes, I've seen women. A
girl. Your species are letting us down.
I've seen whereby a lady goes to play the official game with her kid.
Yeah.
Anacheza half time, mtu anataka kunyonya, anakuja ananyonya, and unaona, and that's why pia tunataka we want to emphasize more on maternity policy, whereby unajua most of the teams, like for the girls, unapata most of the teams msichana akipata maybe ball unapata anatolewa kwa timu. Why? It's nature. Lazima pia aishi, cause hajapata mimba peke yake. Unajua she has a family, so lazima the team has to give him support. Lazima wajue kwamba hizi vitu zifanyika, give him a rest. Wakati atasikia kuja kucheza, then wacha kuja cheze, cause kuna wale wachezaji pia wanaharakishwa kurudi. Unapata maybe hayuko ready kurudi. So hizo ni vitu pia
different challenges for women. But
I've
seen some programs you're doing, like and I'll use Neddy Atieno as an example. I've seen Neddy take advantage of your programs to educate herself.
Yeah.
Tell me about that program, and is it on offer for other female players?
Yeah, what we do here in KEFWA, unajua we have a couple of partnership partners. Like at the moment we have Mount Kenya Hub. It's an innovation hub whereby ina deal na IT. We have also S Creative is a company that deals with the design, art and design. We have Zitech University. We have a baking partnership pia na fulani kutoka pale Buruburu. So we have a couple of them. So what we do when this program tunazipanga, tunaambiana players, unajua pia lazima uko willing. Mr. Kwambia ukuje ufanye baking na wewe ujisikii na kupika. Unaona, na kama Nedu ile alifanya sport science hatuwezi mlazimisha aende afanye na maybe see. So they come to us, unapata anakuja anasema this is what I want to do. How can you help me? So kitu tunafanya, what we do, wanatupatianga pia ideas. Kama tuko na partnership already, tunamwambia tu by the way you can fit in this program. Kama hatuna partnership, then tunaanza kutafuta. Unaona kama Nedi alienda sport science, unapata imemsaidia sana anafanya fitness. Naona kama soon atafungua gym yake na najua one of the naweza sema kwamba ni msichana ako so hard working. Unaona, na pia ako more focused. Yeah, exactly, more focused. Unaona, unlike mwingine ataanza along the way kuna ka challenge kakikuja inakuwa ni vigumu, and that's why when they come we don't force them. Inakuwa this is your path you want to walk. So if you have passion on that walk path, then it's okay, because like at Zitech we have now like I think almost 50 players when you wamepata education. Of course the first part,
they don't, who pays for them?
What we did you know, kila kitu ndio lazima ujaribu. Wakati tulifanya introduction, the first lot ile ilikuja tulipay, but after that tukasema, because we had a partnership with them, tukasema so our negotiations, if you have to pay maybe per semester, let's say 30,000, so the school cut us for 15, and then you as an individual you pay the rest 15. That's our partnership. So tulianza first, of course tukapay, then this wakati kuendelea ikakuwa sasa ni wachezaji wenyewe, we 50 pay, then 50 si tumefanya partnership na shule, cause program tunafanya hapo napata we involve of course marketing. Tunawauza sana na tumewapatia pia master pale, so pia ukiwaweka kwa kama Clifton Mieso kati anafanya kwa shule, they take him photos, wanaweka kwa nini yao, so they are selling. So tumia kale ka advantage tukaamua kuweka.
Tell me about your partnership with FIFPro.
Yeah, we are okay. We
are affiliated.
Yes, to FIFPro. The same way maybe FA is affiliated to FIFA. So that's the way Situma affiliated to FIFPro. We under FIFPro. We always do things under their guidance most of the times. At times, okay, of course, we have free will to come up with ideas, but we share with them. If it's right, we do it. But most they always focus on the players, the welfare of the players. Of course, worldwide or Africa, we are lucky to have to be among the members, because we have only 12 members in Africa, the whole Africa. So
only 12 countries.
Yeah, 12 countries under FIFPro. So
they cover some of your costs.
Of course, they do. They do. What we always do, like maybe we always have a strategic plan, short term, long term. So when we want to do a certain activity, we just maybe write like a proposal. We need to do this. It's just like a request. So we send, ikikubaliwe ku approved, wanatupea, si tunafanya, then we tunarudisha feedback. Imeenda hivi na hivi na hivi. At the end of the year, we have tunakuanga na so many, pia wanauliza, you have to accountability, mwaka vile imeenda, what you did. In a deserve 10 bob nilikupea, they do that. If it doesn't deserve, you in problem. Ukiona uko in problem, unajua uko in order. So that's what happens.
As James Situma, and people ask me this question all the time, Radull, how would you fix Kenyan football? And I tell them it is not a one answer. It's not there's no one single response.
Yes.
It's like a 360. What would you think in your head, or some of the ideas you could give towards changing the game? Because even if you give the knowledge, even if we teach these people to save and invest and educate themselves, you can only save money you're receiving.
Exactly.
You know, you can only plan if you have something coming in your pocket. It doesn't matter how responsible you are.
Yeah, for me, I think, you know, it's hard. It's a hard one. But again, you know, if you want to solve a problem, it's the same way maybe you are on the road and you get a puncture, you know, you have to fix it. Even if hiyo mguu iko kwa maji, unajua utaingia kwa hiyo maji. Kama hata utaki itabidi uingie kwa hiyo maji. So for us, I think it starts with the clubs, you know. And I mean the clubs in this way. You know, we have an FA in this country. And the good thing we have, of course, we have the guidelines from FIFA, maybe the club licensing thing. Hiyo kitu kama tunaweza jaribu tu tuanze kupambana nayo. itakuwa vizuri. Because for me, where I sit, I always say, Mungu akinipa siku moja pesa, nitakuwa na team. Na asiponipa, I don't want to have players around me. I don't want them to suffer. So, kama una pesa, no business with the team. Wachana na team, wachana na mchezaji. Tujue tuko na 5 teams, a league of 5 teams, paying players. Wengine hawalipwi, mtu ajue kama mimi natoka Kisumu niende nilime, mwenye anatoka wapi aenda afanyie shughuli nyingine. Unaona? But tuko na clubs, so many clubs, but hazilipi players. So I think tukianzia hapo itakuwa ni vizuri. Ukiangalia kama for example in Cameroon wakati Eto'o alikam in, unajua an FA iko in a very better position kuona kwamba it instills so many aspects kwa Kenyan football. Of course tunaangalia situation yetu vile iko, ndio unaona iko poa, but again ita improve aje. Unajua when I don't have a cloth to put on, I have to look for one. Unaona, itakuwa tu like okay, sina nguo lakini naendelea kutembea bila nguo. No, it's wrong. Unaona, so hatuna pesa, how can we get money? Teams zetu pia zinafanya so little in the way of marketing. Wamechukulia story ya marketing so easy, na that's where pesa ziko, cause spend money to get money. For them, unajua it's so sad. Unapata maybe okay, acha nitaje team nimechezea kama Tusker, unapata mtu anakuuliza na Tusker hii weekend wana game, how? Unapata mtu anafixia maybe that okay, let's say European countries, the whole season anakuambia mpaka wachezaji watacheza game on Saturday, because it means they are doing a lot in marketing. They have a marketing team yenye just tengeneza pesa, weka kwa marketing strategy, wacha wafanye marketing, let them sell. I'll give an example. When SportPesa used to sponsor the league before, wakileta hapa Everton, unajua unakumbuka just a friendly game inajaza 80,000 Kasarani. Why? Ulikuwa ukipita kila mahali SportPesa game, easy posters nini. That's because mimi nitapita mahali I don't know what's happening, but nikipita kwa poster naangalia, by the way we have a deal here, I have to go and watch this game. Na pia nauzwa, na it needs money. But sisi Kenyan football, we want money lakini hataki kuspend pesa. Like unataka wewe utangaze ball useme by the way Tusker is playing Gor Mahia lakini for free. How? It doesn't happen. Yeah, spend and then get money. I'll sell.
And some of it is a bit basic, because a lot of times people tell me who's playing tomorrow, what time is the game, where are they playing. Exactly. Such basic information.
Exactly.
That and I know you can't attack the federation because they're your people, but from federation level they need to hire a top-notch marketing representative, and not necessarily a footballer, but somebody well skilled in marketing.
Yeah, that's where.
And then it because you can't tell clubs how to run clubs if you're not running your federation like that.
Exactly.
And then tell the clubs the importance of getting this, because marketing also costs money.
Yeah, sure,
and a lot of people are seeing like it's not an expense I want to incur, when we have basic expenses like balls and kit and boots and travel, away games, Yeah, they find it's a luxury expense.
And then for the teams, I always focus on the teams more because, those are the one having players. You see, like, for me, I'll give another example for the teams I have played. Like in European countries, if we have Arsenal playing in London, we have Southampton playing in St. Mary's, that's a community team. When we have a game, everything stops, unlike me, I'm playing for Tusker or Mathare, we have a game, and then my home game, I'm playing in Nakuru. Then what happens? So wacha tukue like enda pale Mathare, tafuta kama ni shule, because most of the teams ukiangalia kama hata nje wakati tulienda Hull City, ukiangalia kama is an university but it has standardized stadiums. Zenye hata game ikiwa mbaya they can play there. So enda tafuta kama ni shule pale Mathare, weka ground ikuwe poa, perimeter ikuwe poa, weka game ya Mathare hapo. Mtu yote timu ikitoka huko anaona inaingia hivi kwa ground, biashara zote zimesimama Mathare, utapata revenue, they'll come and watch. But mimi nauza mboga ama nauza matunda, umepeleka game yangu Machakos, nikiangalia kwanza the cost peke yake maybe itanikula 500 kabla niingie. Hiyo 500 mbona nisikuja pale, nikuja nimefunga biashara yangu, nikuje 2 hours na watch game, na maliza by 5, then I go back nafungua biashara yangu for evening. So teams zianze kuimpress the community. Kama team unatoka hii mtaa, na hivyo ndio unapata the most of the European teams zimefanya, cause sijaiona Arsenal wamepeleka game Manchester. Umetoka Tusker maybe umetoka game hapo nasikia tumeenda kucheza Kericho cause uwanja wetu haichezeki. How now? How can
so even this issue of the fact that fans are not there, it's just that we're not
exactly
we're not doing it right.
Exactly, from the club
From
level.
infrastructure, from organization, from...
And it needs investment. Invest in structures.
Investments.
Yes.
Situma,
Yes.
you know we can talk for 3 hours, me and you.
Sure.
Most of it would be off the record.
Kabisa.
But we can, but we need to end it here. But what is your dream for your academy boys? Are there girls in your academy?
Yeah, we have started, enough when we started, kulikuwa na COVID most of the times. So people can trust you with boys, but not girls. So tukaanza na...
you need to start somewhere and build.
Exactly, tukaanza na men. But saizi tumeanza, in fact, from January, we started the introduction of girls pia wakaanza kuja kwa academy. My dream ni kuona kwamba these kids wameenda to the highest level, be it education, be it football. Cause what I always tell them, unajua, not all of them will make it to the top through football, but we have the structures, tunawapitisha through the system yenye akifika hata form 4 amwe I want to be an engineer, akona values zile zinaweza mguide na afanye job vizuri, ajue kwamba nilipitia the best structure, nilipitia the best academy. But wale watafika at the top, of course, tunataka pia tumeanza kuangalia the partnership pia outside the country. Tunaweza anza hizo ma exchange program whereby they go learn, na pia in the process wakisikia watu moja ama wawili, why not?
And there are more opportunities in football.
Yes. So
whether it's medicine, whether it's
a lot, cause and we can learn.
Fitness,
I always say, at times, copy and paste. You know, 4 years ago we were much ahead of Tanzania. Now, look the way Tanzania where they are playing in Champions League finals.
Yes.
And we could beat Tanzania home and away.
Yanga.
We played them Sekafa here 2013. We beat them in the semi-finals. We played Sudan in the finals. So I think we can just borrow a leaf. We can go when we go benchmarking. Just you can have 10 things, but just do 1 or 2 to start.
We don't even need to benchmark. We need to just change our attitude. Our attitude is so bad.
Yeah.
Situma, thank you so much. Thank you for speaking to us. What are your immediate plans for KEFWA as we wrap?
Yeah, I think where we are, of course.
And a call to footballers who want to join.
Yeah, of course. We do also the former footballers, because once you are active, when you're done with playing, you don't cease to be a member. You continue to be a member. So we also deal with ex-footballers, and I think we need to stay together. We come together. We continue sharing ideas, and I think the one thing that we need to do, I think we just need to work so close with the FA and make sure that we work towards the welfare of the player, because without the player there's no game. You know, there's no KEFWA without the player, there's no FA without the player. So I think that relationship will bring so many things. Share the ideas, we can disagree to agree, and make sure that we come up with a way to see how can the player be comfortable and make sure that he plays, because when he's so comfortable, then we improve the standards, because we have good players around the country.
And we have young players wanting to play in our local league.
Exactly.
If they want to join, they get you on your social media handles.
Yeah, for us.
Because here we are up country.
yeah. For us, of course, if they want to join, of course, through social handles, and we have also the pay bill number. They have to pay. I think
how much?
That what we do, KPL team, we do annually. KPL team, they always pay. Okay, we start with ex-footballers, former footballers. If you ever played football, come with 2,000 annually.
For the year? For
the year. And KPL is 1,000. NSL is 500. Women Premier League is 400. Women Division 1 is just 150 annually. At least you start there. And we are so happy because we have a couple of, and I'll surprise you. You know the most people who have paid? Women.
We are organized like that. We organize. I always say starlets will go to the World Cup
before. Women, so
Harambee Stars.
Exactly.
But I wish Harambee Stars the best. I wish you all the best. And I just want to say thank you for speaking to us. I can't let you go without talking about Arsenal for exactly 30 seconds. Because you're so vocal on Facebook. He's a fellow Ghana like me. Masafara.
Tunaumia.
Next season.
Hey, heartbreak. No, masana.
We'll save that for Saturday afternoon at the pub.
Ni noma, unajua saa hata siongei kwa sababu siku hizo unajua watu wananiambianga, mtu akiniona tu ananiambia imeenda. Unajua I used to use that coward. Hii imeenda.
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Sasa hiyo
wamenirudishia. Hii imeenda. Siwezi andika kitu.
Guys, thank you so much for watching Radull Live. And thank you so much to James Situma. Hey, are you a former ex-player? You call yourself a former? You were a player. You're a footballer.
Yeah, exactly.
Played for Sofapaka,
Kila kitu.
AFC Leopards. You were captain.
Sure.
Harambee Stars,
Sure.
first name on the team sheet.
Sure.
Football analyst. You've been on Super Sport, Bamba Sports.
Wacha niongelee by the you are mentor that kwa hiyo analyst I think for the first time ulifanya nikaingia kwa TV. Watu hawajuangi by the way. You are the wakiniona kwa TV wajue wewe ndio ulinipiga introduction kwa TV.
You're a natural.
So I owe it to you. Wakati naongea pale watu wakifikiria nini yote ni Carol Radull anipatia opportunity akanipatia platform.
Academy owner, president of Kenya Footballers Welfare Association. And yeah, we'll continue to work together to see if we can improve the welfare of Kenyan footballers, because without the player, there's no game.
Sure.
Thanks for watching Radull Live. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.